My name is Arun and I'm Solutions Architect, MCT, currently working with Novintech, which is one of the best organization to work with, and also received many Great Place to Work awards as well. And today, in continuation with our security series, we are trying to cover almost all the topics of Azure with respect to the security aspects from Easy 500 or Security Specialist Azure. So today, in the fifth video of network security, we will going to talk about some important topics. We covered peering in the previous one and VPN gateway a little bit. So what we're gonna cover today, we are going to cover today site to site and point to site. Of course, we'll talk about VPN gateway a little bit, just an overview so that we all are equipped to talk about site to site or point to site. Okay, so first of all, the site to site and point to site means we are getting outside Azure now. Let me try to portray a mind map here. All right, so this is our Azure. Let me blue this. Okay, now inside this we have VNet in the Azure. Okay, so this is our Azure, and we have this VNet which is on the Azure, and now we need to talk to on-premises environment. That's the reason we need something to connect with. Now, on-premises have its own firewall, right? Let me read it. And in Azure, we would have something called VPN gateway, right? Let me make it VPN gateway here. Okay, so this is our VPN gateway. Because why in the VNet? Because it creates inside the VNet we on the dedicated subnet. So this is our VPN gateway, and this is our on-premises firewall or on-premises VPN device or firewall. Anything could that be, okay? Whatever we have. The point is what we are trying to study today. These are the points that we are trying to study today. And if we need to talk to on-premises through Azure, or we want to access Azure resources through on-premises, so we need to build a tunnel between these two. And this encrypted tunnel is VPN. Okay, VPN tunnel. I'm just giving you perspective before we can start talking about it, so that they can talk to this guy, this can talk to this guy, and this tunnel goes over. There is a internet, right? It's not like peering. It's not a private, but it's a IPsec tunnel. It's a secure encrypted tunnel via internet. Okay, so this is what we are going to talk about from Azure perspective, from security perspective. Okay, so this is on premises, but we do have people we talked about in previous video as well, who are sitting remotely, or they belong to maybe sales team, or there are any many reasons, right? They could be working from home. So let's suppose this is one of those guys who is working from home. uh, this guy. It's a slim trim guy who does lots of cardio, not doing the weight trainings, but it doesn't matter. That's his laptop. Okay, that's this guy's laptop. So let me make it look like a little laptop or maybe desktop. So even this guy needs to access the resources running inside the Azure. So it will again talk go through VPN. But the thing is, here we have VPN device and we do not have any device here. Okay. thing to notice. Let me call it a remote user. Now, interesting thing is to come yet. So we got the basic foundation of this concept, what we are going to talk about. Okay. So this is the groundwork that we have done. So let's start with the VPN gateway. Little bit about the VPN gateway. So what do you think Azure VPN gateway is doing here? Right. So whatever it's doing here, it seems like a key component of Microsoft Azure that provides a secure tunnel for sending encrypted traffic. And it is an encrypted traffic because it's a security topic. So we need to keep on highlighting the security thing. So I should say it again. We are not going to talk about these Azure resources that we are talking, like an Azure administrative perspective or architect perspective, like you usually find those things in all the courses available on YouTube or Udemy or wherever. They have almost same kind of material they are talking about. But we want to understand things in a better way, in a way it's supposed to be understood, because this is security specialist, so we are only talking about security aspects of these things, and we are following topic by topic from the syllabus. All right. So encryption is very important. So you might find I'm not going to talk about administration or operation. Little bit of architecture is important because security is one of the well architected framework, right? So encrypted. Now, why it is essential? Essential tool because if you need to create your cloud environment hybrid, means you need to talk to on premises, or your remote user needs to talk to your Azure environment, or maybe you have another Azure environment and you want encrypted traffic going on, right? The point is hybrid cloud environment. So if we make some important point here for site to site, okay. The very first important point is encrypted traffic. All right. Now, second point would definitely be it will help you create your hybrid cloud environment. Okay. Now, VPN gateway facilitates the connection of your on-premises network to Azure through site-to-site. This is called site-to-site because this is one site, this is one site. So this is the site-to-site, and this is a point because this is a remote user. This is a point-to-site. So we can write here point-to-site is our P2S, and this is our S2S. All right, this is the difference. This is what the site-to-site is, and this is what the remote or point-to-site is. Now the best part is these connections is secure because they're using protocols like IPsec and IKE, right? So secure protocols, not protocola, protocols IPsec, IKE, right? Now Now, this VPN gateway, the important point is why we need to talk about resource a little bit, because it will give another perspective for the security. Because this VPN gateway is not creating a single line here, single tunnel here. It provides a reliable and secure way. Why it is reliable? I'll tell you in up. Just bear with me. Okay. All right. I cannot hold myself. It is reliable and redundant because it doesn't provide a single tunnel, but it provides actually two tunnels. Now, these two tunnels could be active or active passive. You need to choose it. I'll show you on the portal. It's not a single tunnel. Otherwise, it would be single point of failure, SPOF. Anyways, so if it provides two tunnels, then there must be something about the VPN gateway that we should be aware of. And you guys are absolutely correct. What? Well, there are multiple SKUs available, and as per our need of bandwidth, right? Performance, need of availability. We need to choose accordingly. So we have basic and we have VPN gateway 1, 2, 3, and we have VPN gateway 4 and 5, and accordingly we do have zonal like zone, provide more highly available solution that I'll again show you in the, not here. If you see VPN gateway, these are the SKUs, right? These are the SKUs: VPN gateway AZ, VPN gateway AZ. These are generation 2, these are generation 1, right? So this is the administration thing, but we need to think from the performance perspective as well. So I'm just showing you. Okay. Now, basic is mostly used for testing or small scale applications, not required advanced features. And you cannot go back from VPN gateway 1 to basic, but you can upgrade yourself from 1 to 2. And these 1, 2, 3, these provides increased level of throughput and simultaneously number of connections increased. And it is suitable for production workloads with VPN gateway 3 offering highest performance. So performance increases from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So 4 or 5 is giving you the highest performance and supporting highest throughput and connection counts, like number of connection. You might have another on premises and you would like to connect that. Similarly, you might have multiple branch offices or remote users. There could be multiple tunnels, so you need the connection count as well, tunnel count and connection counts. And this is VPN gateway 4 and 5 is ideal for the enterprise environments. So each SKU has its specific performance capabilities, including throughput and number of supported tunnels, which should be matched to your workload and connection requirement. All right, so this is about SKU, and we talk about pricing. Pricing is depend upon two things. First is pricing for the resource, which is VPN gateway itself, and the pricing of data transfer. Okay, so VPN gateway is like monthly fixed price for this gateway, and for data transfer there is a egress charge, how much data you transfer out of the Azure. It's important to consult the Azure pricing calculator for the most current pricing information and to estimate cost based on your expected usage. So we are saying a lot of tunnels here. So this gateway can create two kind of site-to-site and point-to-site, and we were talking about the security aspects. The very first was the encryption, then it was creating the hybrid cloud, and it is secure. Now another thing is authentication. Yes, VPN gateway supports various authentication mechanisms for point-to-site specifically, right? Like certificate based or Azure AD or Entra ID based MFA conditional access or radius server based authentication. And the higher SKU tier, like not the basic one, but above the basic, offer active configurations for higher availability. It could be active passive, you can choose, but there is a option to choose. In basic, it's not like that. All right. Now, there are few things we should consider before creating VPN gateway, as we were talking about SKUs and pricing. The very first thing is compatibility, because there is another device on the on premises, right? So this device should be compatible. Like VPN gateway is always like VPN gateway, you cannot change it on Azure. If you're going Azure native and not spinning up any other devices or NVA. So this device should be compatible with VPN device. There's a huge list of devices in Azure documentation that you can see. Then the need of your throughput. Second thing that you should consider before creating VPN gateway is how much throughput you needed. Accordingly, you can choose one, two, three, four, five. And then the redundancy or high availability. You should consider active configuration for critical workloads requiring high availability. And finally, pricing. You need to evaluate the cost associated with the chosen SKU and expected data transfer. So these are few considerations for the VPN gateway. But this topic that we are covering is not the VPN gateway, but we have to, because it I just went through the flow. But my main point is we should be focusing on the security aspect of site-to-site tunnel. VPN gateway we covered in the previous video as well, a lot of security. So let's start talking security again through the configuration that we talked about. We can have active or active standby or multi-site, as we said, multiple on-premises, multiple branch offices. So if you're doing active standby configuration, then one tunnel is active and another one is standby. Like this one is active and this one is standby, as we created two lines here, uh, portraying as a tunnel. So in case of failure, traffic automatically fails over to the standby tunnel. And this provides redundancy and ensures continuous secure connection. Even if the active tunnel goes down, the standby tunnel maintains the secure connection. We can also create active. We need to choose it. I'll show you on the portal. If I could show you right now, let me show you. Yeah, here it is. Come on, configuration. This is the VPN gateway which has already been created, because it takes a lot of time to get created. Active mode, enable or disabled. And if you come here, you see all those details that you need to fill to create the virtual network gateway. These are like two types: VPN express route. Express route is for the next video. And here you can see the multiple SKUs that we were talked about, generation 1 and 2 that I showed you on the documentation. Now, public IP, if you are choosing one public IP, that means active, passive usually. But if both needs to be active, then you will need second public IP. If you disable it, then no need to. Even if this is not giving us the portal, not giving us the option. But if you choose it to be enabled, it will ask you to create another public IP address, right? And once it is created, that's all the information needed. It will look like this, right? This is route based. All right, route based is for multiple tunnels that you can create. Policy based is like only one you can do. All right, so what is the security benefit of active? Well, it enhances security by ensuring no single point of failure and supports higher throughputs, because both the tunnels are active. The traffic is going through both the tunnels, which is vital for encryption and decryption processes, higher throughput. All right, so these are the security aspect of our site-to-site tunnel, site-to-site tunnel, and it uses those protocols we talked about, and active or active passive, right? That's all I think. That's all about it. I'm just thinking, and we did talk about. High availability. Okay, that's all about site to site. There's nothing much, because right now this is where we are focusing. If the topic comes again from a different perspective, we will cover something else. So for now, that's all. And now it's time for dig the point to site. So point to site is like this remote user is accessing. So point to site. So point-to-site in Azure provides a secure connection from an individual client computer. Like this guy is sitting here, he wants to access the VPN gateway. This connection is especially useful for remote workers, developers, for administration purposes. And this point-to-site VPN creates secure encrypted tunnel from client device to Azure VNet. So this is again a secure encrypted tunnel. Okay. Now but this setup does not require, as I said in the beginning, like here we need this device, but here we do not need any device or a public IP address on the client side. So making it an ideal solution for remote access. Yeah, it connects over the internet using SSL or IPsec VPN protocols. So what are the security aspects? A few things we can talk about here, like it gives encryption, and of course the authentication mechanism. There are multiple, like cert and enter id or radius server, and of course network configuration, because you can utilize nsgs for point to site, where you want that to access or not, because you define the site range for the point to site. Now, the options available in Azure for the point to site authentication, this is something very interesting from the security perspective. So let's talk about those. So the very first is Azure certificate authentication, right? Azure certificate authentication. So in that situation, it uses client certificate to authenticate VPN clients, because here we have VPN client, the certificate must be installed here, and VPN gateway already have the certificate, and it will authenticate or verify the certificate. It's relatively simple to set up and manage, suitable for scenarios where Azure AD or Radius isn't required. Simple, right? And this method uses TLS mutual authentication. You generate or obtain a certificate, then upload the public key information to Azure. The client must have the certificate installed to establish the VPN connection. And we a root certificate is uploaded to Azure. A client certificate generated from the root certificate that installed on the client device. Azure uses the uploaded root certificate to validate the client certificate, ensuring that only devices with a trusted certificate can connect. Okay, so again, a good way of securing or enhancing the security. Now, I should write here client and root cert. Right, then the another one is enter ID, which is very good authentication. And Enter ID authentication, it integrates with Azure AD or Enter ID for authentication, offering a range of identity protection features like conditional access, multi-factor authentication, offering a range of identity protection features, also like single sign-on. Or it is ideal for organization already using Azure AD, and no need to spend a lot of money. You're getting lots of wonderful features, secure features, and this method leverages the Azure AD for authenticating VPN users, right? So no need to maintain the something else. Azure AD would be your book. It allows for integration with Azure AD conditional access, providing additional security controls. So you need to configure Azure AD tenant and enable Azure AD authentication for the VPN gateway. Users will then authenticate using their Azure AD credentials, and you can enforce policies like MFA for added security. So that's how the Entra ID can do, and this is a wonderful way of doing it. And finally, Radius authentication. Uh, this Radius is a protocol that centralizes the authentication and accounting process for networking access. Azure Point-to-Site VPN can integrate with Radius Server, which authenticates the user trying to connect, and optionally enforce policy defined on the Radius server. So, this Radius authentication enables integration with on-premises Radius server, allowing the use of existing authentication infrastructure and policies, including MFA if that's there. All right. Then you need to choose the right method for you for your usage. Okay, these are different authentication method, and you need to choose the right one. uh, how can you choose? Well, there are multiple factors that you should utilize to find the right authentication method. We can talk about those factors. The very first is ease of management. Ease of management. That is again related to the security, because certificate based authentication is straightforward but requires managing certificate for each device security. It's suitable for scenarios where you have a limited number of users or when devices are managed by the IT. So go for certificate for ease of management. For security, heavy security requirement, use Azure AD authentication because it provides most robust security features, including conditional access and MFA, right? And it's ideal for organization they're already using Azure AD. No need to spend money for or complexity in the environment. Then finally, infra compatibility, we can think for the Radius server. All right. Radius server is a good choice if you already have a Radius server and want to integrate your existing identity infrastructure with Azure without moving to Azure AD. So choose with this. You can choose that one. All right, so Azure Point-2-Site VPN tunnels offers a secure encrypted way for remote clients to access Azure VNets with several authentication options to meet different security management and infrastructure needs. Whether you opt for certificate-based Azure AD or Radius authentication, Azure provides the flexibility to secure point-to-site connections in a way that aligns with your organization's requirement. Okay. Now there is one more thing apart from this authentication, which is called uh, tunnels. like what do we say? Point-to-site VPN supports several tunneling protocols, and each offering different features and compatibility. This was the authentication. This was the authentication. Now we need to see different tunnels, tunnel types for point to site. Very first is IKEV2. Okay, IKEV2 is a VPN tunneling protocol that provides a secure key exchange session. I should write here secure key exchange session. That's it's his way of having fun. or and it supports strong encryption algorithm and allows for automatic reconnection in case the VPN tunnel gets disconnected, making it ideal for mobile users who frequently switch between different networks. Security aspect, if we think IKEV2 offers robust security features, including support for latest encryption standards like AES 256. It also supports mobility and multi-homing protocol, enhancing the stability and security of VPN connections for mobile users. And this is well suited for the scenarios where users move different between different networks, network environments like your Wi-Fi, cellular network, and things like that. Then we have SSTP, which is a secure socket tunneling protocol. And this is a Microsoft developed protocol that supports layer 2 tunneling protocol traffic through an SSL 3.0 channel. And this use of SSL 3.0 ensures that SSTP connection benefits from the security features of SSL TLS, including encryption and the use of certificates for authentication. This makes SSTP a secure option for transmitting sensitive data. And this is very useful in environments where VPN connections are blocked by firewalls or proxy servers. So its reliance on HTTPS for tunneling means it can bypass most network restrictions, making it a good choice for users in heavily restricted networks. And finally, there is one more, which is Open VPN. OpenVPN is just the name says open source VPN protocol known for its flexibility and security. It supports a wide range of cryptographic algorithm and can run on any port using UDP or TCP, making it highly configurable and adaptable to different network environments. It is highly secure again with support for strong encryption standards and the ability to operate over both UDP and TCP. It also offers good resistance against common network attacks and can be configured to use certificates for authentication, and it is ideal for scenarios requiring high level of customization and security. Its versatility makes it suitable for both constrained networks and situations where specific encryption standards or authentication methods are required. So yeah, that's the some important protocol from the security perspective on the point to site. Now, there are few points I just wanted to highlight. Like point to site VPN gateway connection let you create secure connection to your virtual network from an individual client computer, that is like remote. All right, just wanted to highlight again, a point to site connection is established by starting it from the client computer. This solution is useful for telecommuters who want to connect to Azure VNet from a remote location. And point to site VPN is also useful solution to use instead of site to site VPN when you have only a few clients that need to connect to VNet or your Azure Virtual Network. Unlike site-to-site connection, point-to-site connection don't require an on-premises public-facing IP address or a VPN device. All right, so this is all about site-to-site and point-to-site from various perspectives, but the main focus was the security. Now you can also use this VPN gateway, as we said, mentioned in the previous video, to connect through the another Azure Virtual Network and call it VNet to VNet connection. All right. This will be again Internet Protocol secure IPsec Internet Key Exchange Virtual Private Network Tunnel. If there is a compliance, some kind of requirement, you can definitely do that. Now, this VPN gateway we created is the VPN gateway for VPN, not for the express route. Express route we will cover in the next video. Our focus would be the security because we are covering security specialist certificate or program. So for now, that's all about it. I hope you liked it, and thank you for watching. And you guys have a wonderful day. Bye bye.